Hello, everyone, and welcome to match number one of the Glimmer Gauntlet. Today we have Blake from the Glimmer Gang running Emerald Amethyst versus Katie from Live Laugh Lorcana, who is running Ruby Steel. My name is Jake from the podcast 40born, and for this first match, I'm joined by the man, the myth, the nerd himself, Nye from Nerd's Corner. How are you doing today, man?
I am doing well. I am hyped to see some pirates.
Oh, yeah?
Oh
You think we're
yeah.
going to see some pirates today from Katie's side of the board?
I think so. I think with John Silver, the Jolly Roger, Mr. Smee, and Captain Hooks, I think we're going to see a good old plundering from our player on the left, which is Katie. On the right with Blake, I think with the Emerald Amethyst, I think we're going to see some Merlin and Madame Mims. I think we're going to see some
Oh, yeah.
discard. I think we're just going to see some pretty gross stuff, but you never know. You never really know.
Yeah, we're going into this blind. We have not seen the deck list, but I'm excited to see what our competitors have brewed up for the day. But honestly, you and I typically talk about limited formats, so I'm just interested to see what a deck looks like when it has more than one copy of a card in it.
Yeah. So, for those who aren't familiar with the Glimmer Gang Gauntlet, welcome. This is our very first match. What we are doing is each player is representing a charity. In the description below, you will see a link to donate to a pool. The winner of the whole tournament is going to have the money go to the charity that they are representing. The rules of this are very simple: 60 card decks minimum, maximum of 4 copies apiece. No legendaries or super rares. So we aren't going to see
Ooh.
any Perditas. We're not going to see any Jim Hawkins. We're not going to see any Ursula Deceiver of all. We do have the first 3 sets. So we do have the first chapter, Rise of the Floodborn, and Into the Inklings in here. Just no super rares or legendaries.
Yeah, I'm personally excited to see what our competitors have cooked up. For this first round, the casters, we do not have their deck list, so I'm interested to see what directions these players take it in. This is going to be a dynamic ink pairing. I'm sure you're right. I'm sure we'll see some bounce shenanigans from Blake's side of the board, and I'm sure that we'll see some pirates, maybe a little bit of control. I know that Steel and Ruby have some strong rare level removal, so we'll see what they've got cooked up. But I'm ready to hop into it. I love the playmats from both of our players.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We have Blake on the right with the Beast Foreboding Recluse, rather. That's the playmat that I roll with. And Katie's rolling with Maleficent Biding Her Time. Looks like Blake won the roll. I am assuming that he'll want to go first in this situation.
I would assume so. I know that going first is always an advantage, and in this format, that seems like it would have a little bit lower of a power level. I know you're going to need every advantage you can get.
Yeah,
We'll
so
see how these mulligans go.
yeah, absolutely. So I would still probably want to go first, unless I'm going with an absolutely cruel control deck, which Katie might be going for. There's plenty of removal that's still available to her, including the Boogeyman Be Prepared, which is a rare.
Yep.
So that might be a route that she went, just absolute control.
So it looks like Katie's keeping 3 and drawing 4, and it looks like Blake is keeping 4 and drawing 3. Do I get that right?
That looks right. Yep, that looks right, Jake. So while they're continuing their shuffling, getting things set up, where can we find you?
Yeah, so me and my friend Taylor make a podcast that focuses on limited formats. It's called 40born. We talk about draft, we talk about sealed, and we talk about a bunch of random stuff like sports and movies. We
Yeah.
try to keep it Lorcana focused, but we have a tendency to ramble, as I'm sure you'll see during this stream. What about you, Knife?
Yeah, you can find me on Nye's Nerd Corner. I am on the Twitter. I am also on the YouTube. I also talk about Lorcana Limited, going deep into the math behind the game, and a bunch of fun stuff on there. I also tend to ramble, so we will see how this works out.
Yeah, the first match is covered by 2 limited experts that talk too much. It looks like our players are happy with their, I guess, second hands, and we'll see if they get how they get started. I I'm expecting to see, yep, he's gonna ink a Tinkerbell, Blake inking a Tinkerbell, and passing the turn.
Okay, so Tinkerbell's an interesting choice here, being able to grant evasive, as Katie uses the mirror, telling me it's probably more control, and there's our very first pirate.
Hardy har har. It looks like you were right. We'll see. There's a lot of good pirates, and we'll see which direction Katie takes it. But Captain Hook looks like you might be in the right direction, and we can see some of Blake's hand here. And it looks like I do see some Madam Mim, so that's not particularly surprising. It's just so incredibly powerful. He's going to ink that Merlin goat, and let's see if he has a turn two play. Ooh, well, we get to see Katie's hand.
Yeah, we do get to see Katie's hand. A couple songs that we want to see hit. Doesn't look like there's any that were hit there. However, it was a good choice because then along came Zeus. Be prepared. There's a lot of scary, scary removal songs in the Ruby Steel pairing.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the direction that Katie's taken. I'm sure that he thought he was about to get a grab your swords or something there, but it looks like Katie dodged a bullet on that one. She's gonna ink that Maui and maybe play that magic mirror.
I'm thinking
Let's
this me
see.
here. Yeah.
I didn't see the Smee. Katie is off to a great start. Smee is phenomenal. For those of you following along at home, you pay 2 for a 3/3 that quests for 2. If you have a captain in play, Mr. Smee is just that. But without that, if he's tapped at the end of your turn, he's going to ping himself for a point of damage.
Yep, and that is if you
Thankfully,
don't have a
Captain
captain
Hook.
play. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Captain Hook is going to protect the Smee.
yep. Very interesting choice not to quest with the Captain Hook, which is very smart play on Katie's side, because even though the board is clear right now, we know that Blake is playing Amethyst, so we know that Madam Mim Fox is somewhere.
Ooh, Blake is going to ink a Kit Cloud Kicker and then play a Kit Cloud Kicker and bounce that Captain Hook back to Katie's hand.
Yeah, they'll slow her down just a little bit. Unfortunately, Mr. Smee is at 3 strength, so can't be the target of Kit. It's downside for Blake.
Yep, Blake is just going to get that one lore from the Ursula and pass it back to Katie. See what Katie does here on this next turn. It looked like she had some good options. I saw the evasive Minnie Mouse. I wouldn't be surprised to see that come out, but it looked like her hand had quite a bit of good options. Okay, she's going to ink the 5-drop Captain Hook from the new set. Pay 2 for, yep, the mirror. So this is going to be some long-term card draw for Katie, and she's able to get that Captain Hook back out and quest for 2. There you go. So now that Mr. Smee's not going to take any damage at the end of turn because Captain Hook is there to protect him.
Yep, and the only good play that Blake can have here is to quest and bounce them, play a Madam Mim Fox to take out that Smee, because double challenging into there is just a very bad play right now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, he's going to sing Friends and draw 2 cards. Very, very powerful song here from Purple. Or sorry, from Amethyst. We'll be seeing a lot of Friends on the other side throughout this event, I bet.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna ink another Tinkerbell. Probably do exactly what you said, I would bet.
Yeah, here comes the Fox. So
Yep.
now, not only does he now have a way to trade with Mr. Smee, he also has that Kit Cloud Kicker back to bounce that Captain Hook yet again. And that looks like he's going to do that trade.
So yes, that's a good play there from Blake. Those foxes are intimidating, and well, unfortunately Mr. Smee met his demise early. But see if Katie can we'll see what she has on the next turn. I saw some stuff that looked like it could be coming down the pipe here on turn 4 that looked pretty promising. Blake's gonna drop that Rafiki. Um, it's not that intimidating, right? Pay 1 for a 0-2. Unfortunately, that's Challenger 3, so that's where it gets a little sketchy.
Yeah, and the second line of text really doesn't matter in this format. There's only one hyena printed so far, and she's a super rare. But this is basically just Amethyst's weaker Captain Hook. Doesn't have any meaningful subtypes, and has Challenger 3, which is not as good as having one power on the backswing. But here comes Pongo introducing Evasive to the mess.
Yeah, Katie. It looks like Katie's trying to get a little aggressive here. She's going to take out that Ursula with the Captain Hook, and then she has Pongo. So a 2-3 that quests for 2 and has evasive. It looks like she's trying to hit the gas, and I don't blame her.
Yeah, with the Amethyst Emerald deck, from what it feels like a tempo deck, wanting to get a bunch of card
Yeah.
draw and slow down the opponent. And the best way to get around the tempo deck is just put the pedal to the metal. Though Kit Cloud Kicker
Well,
will be
Blake.
able to bounce that Pongo.
Yeah, it can hit the Pongo. It looks like we see a goat in his hand as well as Maleficent. It looks like he has some options here. And that card draw might be what makes or breaks this game in the long run. Katie has that mirror down, which once her hand is empty will permit her to continue to draw cards. But unfortunately for her, her opponent gets to just draw cards by playing them.
Yeah, and we did get a quick glimpse of Lucifer in Blake's hand, so Katie might be able to activate that Beast Mirror quicker than she expects.
I'm not sure if she's going to be too excited about that activation. He's going to ink that Maleficent, and we'll see what he drops. Yeah, the kit's going to come down and just time walk. Katie.
Absolutely.
Sorry, that's a magic reference. Uh,
Time
he gets to
walk,
say,
skip
Katie, you
turn.
get to
Yep.
do your turn over again.
Yep, absolutely. And that Rafiki, he can either choose to quest or he can choose to just take out that Captain Hook, clear the board. This is exactly where Tempo wants to be. And I think this is exactly
Yep.
where Blake wants to be as well. Controlling the board. I believe he has just as many cards in hand as Katie. And so this is exactly where he wants to be.
Yeah, right now it looks like it's a little bit in Blake's favor, but I know that Steel and Ruby both have access to quite a lot of cards that help you pull back from when you're behind.
Mhm.
I'm thinking of some types of removal that I'm sure she has a couple of copies of in her deck, but we'll see what she opts to do here. She's got 5 cards in hand. Does Blake have 5 as well?
I'm not sure. I think he has 4.
Okay. So Katie's gonna ink that Smee. And then she'll spend 3 to play the evasive Minnie Mouse. It's a 1-3 that quests for 2, has evasive. That's a great threat on the current board. Uh, and then it looks like she will baboom the Kit Cloud Kicker. Nice.
Yeah, I think that's the
So
right
she doesn't
choice
want him to
here.
keep bouncing that. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, Knife.
Yeah, I think that's the right choice here because we know that Blake's playing the Madam Mims, and being able to bounce Kit, play Kit, bounce Mini is just a big tempo swing. And
Absolutely.
Rafiki already has 1 damage, so if Rafiki does anything or wants to do anything, challenging wise, he's a goner. And now she has the lore advantage, but Blake hardcore now has the card advantage with Lucifer.
Oof. So Lucifer says you discard 2, or you can discard an action. Unfortunately for Katie, she did not have an action in hand. She discarded a Pongo, and what was the other card?
Sheer Khan, menacing predator.
Okay, Katie. Katie's getting spicy with some set 2 cards. That says whenever one of your characters challenges an opposing character, you gain 1 lore. So it looks like she might be on some sort of challenging matters strategy or something like that. I'm not sure, but let's see if this mirror can keep her in the game.
Yeah, she's going to have to rely on that mirror quite a bit, but she still has to empty out that hand. Moana is a great evasive.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the
I
lore
mean,
advantage right now, but she could get it pretty quick.
Absolutely. And these evasives are going to be so powerful, I think, in this format. If there's locations floating around, they're good. And Red has a strength with having access to some of the best evasive characters in the set. And it looks like Katie is leaning into that pretty hardcore.
Absolutely.
Blake's going to ink another Ursula. When your opponent's hand is empty, you don't really need to take a look at it, unfortunately. Looks like he has a couple of options available. I'm sure all of them are really fun for his opponent. Do I draw cards? Do I make you discard cards? Do I bounce my cards back to my hand? I'm thinking that Katie's going to have to start leaning pretty heavily on that Beast Mirror, and I bet she's pretty happy that she got that down so early.
Yes, so she's able to get it down. She's able to activate it. She probably had two in her opening hand. She inked one early on, so she knew that
Yeah,
this was gonna be
that's
a
what I
thing.
would
And
guess.
ooh, another tempo play.
Ah, wow. So he's just gonna hard cast Mother Knows Best and bounce that Minnie Mouse back to Katie's hand, just slowing her down even more. He's gonna quest for 3. We are at 6 lore over on Blake's side, 4 lore over on Katie's side, and Katie's gonna have to start drawing some gas. She's getting a little bit behind in too many areas right now.
Yep, and we are
He's gonna play
getting
that fox and
yeah
bounce the rat again. Sorry, the Lucifer.
Lucifer. Yep. I don't think that was the right play here. Personally, I think I would have bounced the
Okay.
Rafiki. Um, Katie is playing with an empty hand, and so I would want to spend as little resources as possible to refill my board. But you never know.
Okay.
Katie might end up with 3 extra cards at the end of turn and have to be forced to discard. Though she is playing the Queen of Hearts here. Oh, and she's gonna have a full board for a full hand for Lucifer to discard.
Yeah, she's gonna take out that Rafiki and opt to draw a card. She knows the Lucifer's coming, but if she has a an action in hand, that's some good knowledge to know. She can also just ink something to get rid of it, like
Mm-hmm.
she's doing now. She's gonna ink that other Queen of Hearts, and then it's saying, "Do you want to pay 5 for a 2/2 that quests for 2 and makes you discard 1 card?" We'll see.
I like the Queen of Hearts here. I
But
like the way she's gone. I like the deck that she's built here.
exactly. Yeah, I think that a player, my first looking over these colors, my thought was to take this in a more like control long-term strategy. But it looks like Katie is just saying, I'm going to play the best card I can each turn. That's going to draw me cards as best as I can in red and gray. I know that Ruby and Steel doesn't have a lot of access to card draw, but Katie's doing what she can with what she has.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, Blake on the right with Amethyst has a wealth of card draw. Every single location is legal in this format, so he could very well have the Queen's Castle in here.
I would be shocked if he didn't, but I don't know. Is the Queen's Castle inkable?
The Queen's Castle is indeed inkable, as if it wasn't already good.
Doesn't seem right. So he's gonna play that goat down and gain a lore. And let's see if he opts to do anything else. He's in an okay place, but has to be concerned now exerting anything because that Queen of Hearts is gonna draw cards. But if she draws cards, he can then play his Lucifer and make her discard them. So
Yep.
this is a fun little mirror that we're already seeing so early into this match. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, and so Katie has an option here. She can't win the race right now, but she can challenge one of her current characters into Madam Mim for the trade, draw a card, and maybe the right route here though would be to empty out and try to introduce a race. Though this is kind of what Tempo wants to do. Um, Intrigued that Blake didn't think the Surfer Minnie Mouse was important enough to force discard, but
Yeah, this is interesting. Katie's gonna activate that magic mirror. She's gonna pay 3 and draw a card. I wish that Katie would let us see what she's got, but I totally understand because that would mean that Blake can also see what she's got. She's gonna quest for one with that Moana and just pass it back.
Yeah, I think that's the right move here. Blake is running low on cards in hand because we haven't seen much card draw, and she
In
has the
time.
board presence. Yeah, there's plenty of time, plenty of amethyst. As he,
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
think I just thought. Yep. Oh, Knife. We
uh,
thought that he was low on cards. I'm interested to see how this can grind out because it seems like Katie's able to drop these really scary threats, but card advantage might be what gets it in the end. We're still so early into this game. Again, it's only 8-5 as far as lore goes, with the advantage going to Blake. It could be anyone's game. He's gonna play a Merlin and draw. A Merlin Rabbit and draw a card. Us for one with the goat, and it looks like he's trying to force the issue. Say you're gonna have to challenge into this eventually. It needs to be now rather than later.
yep, Blake now has the largest clock again. Blake can win in that is 4 turns, while Katie needs at least 4 turns. 4 turns. I'm thinking.
Okay, there's a Shere
Ooh,
Khan.
that might change the math up a
That
bit.
might change the math. Exactly. Exactly. So now whenever she challenges, she gains one lore and draws a card. Sounds pretty good, right, Knife?
Yeah, absolutely. And even just to take out the Mim and the Goat, just to make sure that Blake's options for shenanigans are decreased, that might be worth giving up the Queen of Hearts for. Maybe.
Yeah, I would agree. Looks like she might opt in for that. Yes. So she challenges into the goat, takes it out, draws a card, gains a lore, as does Blake. Blake gains that lore because the goat left the battlefield. And let's see what else she's able to do on this turn. She's got a few ink left. It's just she's still got the, well, she can't activate the mirror. Never mind.
Whoa!
There we go. So there's some of that removal.
Yep.
She's going to play Smash. And right now, this is a pretty full board. She's able to quest for 3 here without any fear of retribution. And that would put her at 9 to his 10. The clock in terms of the lore race just shifted pretty dramatically. And this is what we see when we have. Okay, so she's going to ink that location. So we do see some locations in Katie's deck. This is a spicy list we got going here.
Yeah, absolutely. So now Katie has posited, hey, I have 3 evasive. I have 3 evasive lore. I saw you ink 2 Tinkerbells,
Yeah,
which means that the evasives in your deck are thinning out.
yeah,
Let's see what you can do about it.
yeah. I bet he's regretting inking one of those, but he didn't know at the time that this is the direction this was going to go. For the first round, players are not able to see one another's deck lists. Oh, speak of the devil, Knife. What is
Speak of,
this? Can you tell us a little bit about this card?
yes, absolutely. So this is the Queen's Castle. It is a 4-cost inkable location. Location's brand new to into the Inklands, as he inks the other one. It looks like 7 willpower and 1 cost to move. You get 2 lore at the start of your turn, and for every character that you have in that location at the start of your turn, you get to draw an extra card.
That is pretty good in this situation, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to drop that Maleficent, put another body out, draw a card.
And locations are actually probably going to be a weak point for Katie because
And that decision.
yeah, so the Queen of Hearts and the Sheer Cons here, while they're great for challenging characters, they do not trigger on challenging locations. So if she wanted to take out that Queen's Castle, she would not gain the value from those Sheer Cons. However, she's going to get a lot of value
Yeah, that
here.
is.
She's doing a lot of math right now.
Yeah, she is. She is counting up something. Imagine she's calculating how this location impacts this lore race.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is she going to take out the rabbit? Did he pay to move the rabbit? I didn't see if
He
he
did not
did.
move the rabbit. He spent all
Okay.
7 of his ink to play the castle and then to play Maleficent. This is a great play here, challenging the rabbit with Moana, because she gains more lore from
Yeah.
challenging with Moana than questing with Moana right now. And so the
Yeah, I
act of
love this play
challenging,
from
yeah. So the act of
yeah.
challenging not only clears off the board, but actually speeds up her clock.
Yeah, I love this play from both of our players. These decks are spicy and they are piloting them very, very well.
Absolutely.
So he's going to gain 2 at his upkeep from the castle. So he's at 13. It looks like we have a tie in the lore race. But Blake has to be careful here because now whenever Katie challenges, she also gains 2 lore.
Mm-hmm.
So this could get out of control pretty quick.
Yes, Katie is definitely in the advantage right now, threatening 5 lore even more if too many challengeable options are around. And the challenges that she has available to her possibly um, won't dampen her board too much. This is a very tough spot for Blake.
Yeah, there's ways back into this. I just am interested to see if he has anything in hand.
We know he has a Lucifer stuck in there.
Yeah, that's not going to help, unfortunately, in this situation, given the fact that Katie has been inking judiciously with that mirror. He's going to play, once again, another castle. So if he quests here, he goes up to 14. At the start of his next upkeep, he would go up to 18. That's not going to work. He's going to pay to move the Maleficent, so he'll draw a card at his next upkeep. Okay.
Ooh, that is
He occurs
Exactsies.
Merfolk.
That Blake is threatening Exactsies on his next turn.
So he would gain 4 from his locations, draw 2 cards from his locations, and then quest for 3, which would be perfect lethal. We're going to need to see some removal here, or
There
she's
are
going to have to take out one of
Yeah,
those locations.
there is plenty of removal available to Katie. Rise of the Titans would be fantastic here, but man, she's one lore short of being able to just quest out. She might have to challenge pretty much everything into one of the Queen's castles just to keep from losing. And again,
And you
that's
do
a
not want to
location.
do that.
Oh, Maui!
Oh my goodness. The
It's
top deck
Maui
80.
time!
Okay, so this is great. It's going to really help her take out one of those locations. And I think, oh, she drew. Oh, okay. She drew a location of her own. Can you tell us about this location? It looks like it's the Jolly Roger.
Yeah, so the Jolly Roger, 1 cost on Inkable, 5 willpower, 2 cost to move, but pirates get to move there for free. Characters there have rush, 0 lore. But what I'm really interested here is this Maui play, which is fantastic. Not sure if
Mm.
it looked to have been a top deck, which was incredible because now she can put pressure on Blake. It looks like what she's going to do is she's going to double challenge one of the castles. Also, a great move by
Yep.
Blake by putting one character at each castle
Yeah.
so that he gets at least 1 draw. But now Katie gets to quest, and now she's threatening victory on her next turn, forcing Blake to challenge. And Blake does not have enough damage to take out the threat.
Oh,
Oh
no,
no!
she opts to take out the castle. I mean, I think she says, "I know you can't clear my board. What's one more turn?" I see
Yeah,
where she's coming from, but we'll see if it pays off for her. I mean, neither of those characters can challenge very well.
yeah. I
So
well,
neither one of Blake's characters, I
yeah.
mean.
Well, I guess Maui technically has 2 lore right now, thanks to the sheer cons. So she is still kind of threatening victory next turn if Blake exerts any of his characters.
Yeah, he's basically frozen where he can't expose his characters here because Maui's going to gain 2 lore, which would be what she needs to get across the finish line. So she's saying, "I'm gaining 5 lore next turn one way or the other. Would you like to give me 7?"
Yep. And unfortunately, Blake isn't playing Sapphire, so he can't let it go.
Oh man, how do I mute my co-host? So he's gonna play the rabbit and draw. He's fishing for something here, playing to his outs as he should.
Hmm.
This is not a timed event, but he's gonna opt to quest for 2, go up to 15,
Maybe a Madam Mim
and
Snake, bounce the Merfolk, play Merfolk. Oh!
that's wow, wow.
And
How do I unmute my co-host?
now he's threatening victory on his next turn if he plays the Merfolk.
Wow, this is a game of Lorcana.
Oh my goodness. This is insanely cool.
Yeah, this is fascinating. So Katie needs removal here. She has a lot of ink to get it.
Hmm.
Or she needs, what could she get here? Knife that would let her gain 2 lore.
Um,
Oh, she is quickly tapping something to play
another Sheer
another
Khan.
Sheer Khan. That's not gonna do it.
Yep, she's got to dig with that Beast Mirror. Maybe find another Smash. Find another
Yeah, she
Baboom. There's a lot of things she could get off the top here.
uh is that a dejected tapping of the card? What did Katie get here? What did Katie get? If it was removal, I assume we would see it at this point.
Yeah, I
Mm.
don't think she's got it.
It looks like she's questing for 5, which will put her up to 18.
Yeah, she's got to take out that Merfolk. Uh, wow.
And that is the game, unfortunately.
What a great game to start off
Wow,
this wonderful event.
that was that was a that was such good play from both of our players. Such a good game one. Katie was on the draw there.
Hmm.
I have a feeling that this deck's going to fare a little bit better on the play, but we'll see. I mean, both of our players played incredibly, and they have both cooked up some spicy meatball of a deck.
Oh, absolutely. Katie looking to play this Ruby Steel Challenger deck. One of the decks that I've wanted to see work for a long time. And Blake just playing this wonderful tempo deck that I absolutely adore. Yeah, make sure to put those castles in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is it's fun to see both of our players opting to play locations. We've seen multiple cards from the new set. That Cursed Merfolk from Blake was exciting. I love Mr. Smee, both in movies and in this game. But I just want to take a moment while our players are shuffling up to just again say these players are playing for a great cause. I know Katie is playing for the Malala Fund, and I know that Blake is playing for the Sick Kids Foundation. And whoever wins the entire event, the pool of money that is raised by this event goes to whatever charity, whichever player wins, it goes to the charity that they're representing. So if you want to chip in, there's a link in the notes below. Please go give money. Please go donate to this cause. They're all playing for a good cause. And we'd love to leverage Lorcana in this community to make an impact on the world, to make it a better place. And all of these players are grinding and spending a lot of time in preparation to make this happen. So that's my spiel to get you to try to go chip in a pack's worth of $5 or $6 over to the fund.
Yeah, absolutely. Like every little bit helps. All of these causes are absolutely fantastic, and I mean, even if everyone just gives up one pack, it
You can do
will
it.
it will be that can easily add up so quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And if you can share it with others, that's great. Maybe you're not in a place where you can even and give a pack's worth of money for this. We understand. Feel free to share this with friends. Share these videos. Get people into Lorcana. This is just a great event, and I also just want to thank the Glimmer Gang for hosting this event and giving all of us a chance to cast. This is my first time casting, and it's been a blast. I'm happy it's with you, Knive. We're having a good
Aw.
time. But I'm interested to see where this tournament goes and how it grows the community. Because I know that it's been a lot of work from Teddy and the rest of the team at the Glimmer Gang. I just want to thank them for all of their hard work in this initiative.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a fantastic thing. I hope we see something like this again. I mean, I know we're only in match 1, but man, this has already been exciting.
So our players have shuffled up. They're dealing that first hand, and let's see how they mulligan. So, what do you think in your mulligan strategy would be here if you're Katie? You're down a match. You know what you're playing against. Um, what's she keeping and what's she pitching?
Yeah, so I'm probably going to keep all of my characters that have 3 or more strength. So I'm definitely keeping my Smees. I'm
Okay.
definitely going to keep my lower cost characters, simply to make sure that I can put some pressure early. And she is altering away 5.
Yeah, it looks like she's opting to keep two cards. So she's digging for. What about removal? Do you think she's interested in keeping some removal in this, or maybe not since she's on the play?
I think I would probably keep a Baboom. There's a lot of 2 willpower early on Blake's side with the Merfolk. Um, Captain Hook into
Rafiki?
Babooming their Merfolk. Yeah, Rafiki as well. Two great starts for Levram and Baboom, or not Levram, Blake. And
Yeah, and
yeah,
did you see how many Blake kept? I didn't notice.
I did not catch that either, but uh,
Well, he's
yeah,
shuffling,
he's
so he
shuffling.
didn't keep everything.
Exactly. He didn't keep everything, which one should rarely keep everything, um, especially in constructed. Just being able to even upgrade your hand just a little bit is worth getting rid a 9 cost card in your hand.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Well, I predict that Katie's going to come out swinging and going fast. It looks like this deck has the ability to go quick when it needs to and be on the control when it needs to. And she's inking a Smee, which tells me she has at least one other Smee in her hand. There's no way you'd get rid of that otherwise.
Yeah, she might be planning on trying to go big with trying to go over top Cloud Kicker.
Okay. And we see the turn one cursed merfolk. That's fun to see.
Oh man, especially when you're on the other side. Uh, that is sarcasm for you out there. Haha.
So Katie's gonna ink a Minnie Mouse Surfer, and would you look at that? There's a Smee. So if she challenges into this merfolk, she has to discard, which is unfortunate. I'm interested to see if she has a beast smear to keep that card engine going.
Yeah, we'll see. That a sheer con here would be pretty good. Oh, we get to see what she's got in there. Sheer Khan, Queen of Hearts, Agrabah, John Silver, my boy John Silver is in the
Oh my,
house.
wow. John Silver is fantastic. Was that an Agrabah?
That was indeed an Agrabah.
Okay, so this there's some location stuff going on. There's some challenger stuff. We're gonna see how this is going, but I think I know what's coming down next turn.
Yeah, it's either going to be John Silver or Sheer Khan. Um,
Yeah,
if she happened to top deck a Jolly Roger here, I would put down the Sheer Khan first. So that way on turn 4, I could go Jolly Roger, John Silver, swing in.
yeah, that would be quite a nasty turn of event, or a quite a nasty turn sequence. So she's gonna ink that Minnie Mouse Surfer and play out the John Silver. What does that tell you? Does it look like she's trying to take a more aggressive line?
I think she's going to try to control the board.
Yeah,
If she was going for a more racing route, she probably would have played the Surfer or instead of inking 2 of them. So I think she's going to try to control the board and maybe hopefully he doesn't happen to draw his draw cards.
Yeah,
which is unlikely
because
because
he only
he's playing a lot.
half of his deck draws cards. So she does opt to take out that Cursed Merfolk, and she discards a Pongo. I see some stuff in his hand. I'm interested to see what he chooses to play here. It's worth noting that John Silver and Mr. Smee are both not able to be hit by Kit Cloudkicker. Maybe she's just trying to not give him targets for that pesky little guy.
Yeah, and we've seen him ink two Kit Cloud Kickers now, which tells me that
Yeah.
she's probably made the right decision here. And oh man, Merlin
Wow.
Crab.
Wow. So that crab's gonna make this Ursula a bit bigger, so it can take out Mr. Smee, I imagine.
Oh yes, absolutely. Man, the
Crab is,
Merlin and Mim, man, it's just
yeah.
so good.
Merlin and Mim is very good. It's very, very good. I'm interested to see if any purple players, if any of our amethyst players opt to not play the bounce package. I can't imagine doing that, but it's just so good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Katie's thinking about this turn. We know she has some good options. She's gonna ink that Queen of Hearts. And what do we have? Yep, there's Agrabah. Am I saying that name right?
Yes, it is Agrabah.
Okay.
At least
So
that's the Americanized
yeah.
pronunciation.
Okay, cool. So John Silver's now a 3/3 that quests for 2 and it has resist 1.
Mm-hmm.
So this crab cannot take it out by itself. Now if he has another crab in hand, that's going to be a bit of a beating.
Alternatively, he could play the Madam Mim Fox, bounce the crab. Crab gives Madam Mim Challenger 3, take out Agrabah or John Silver.
Oh, yeah, the fox is brutal. We'll see what he opts to do here, but I think you're right. I
Mm-hmm.
think the fox is going to come down, and I would imagine John Silver's is not going to be around too much longer. You cannot let. Okay, we're going to sing Sudden Chill.
Yep. Forget Fox and the Hound. Be prepared for Fox and the Crab.
Yeah, new movie hitting theaters fall of 2025. He's going to pay
Sorry,
three
Amethyst.
to. Blake's gonna pay 3 to do exactly what you said. Bounce the crab, turn that 4/3 into a 7/3, and he's trying to decide, do I take the location or do I take John Silver? I think I would opt to take the location here, but I know John Silver can get
Mm-hmm.
out of hand pretty fast.
Yeah. Even if Katie were to play another location, Madam Mim would still be able to trade with John Silver due to the 4 strength. Um, so I would have taken out the Agrabah here with, a turn 4 7/3 rush. Uh,
Yeah, fair. So Katie's on the back foot here a bit. Let's see if she's able to get her way back into this game. Um, I know that she has to be concerned about discard, so she needs to play things while she can. But at this point, she knows that there's a crab coming down next turn. So if she plays another location, I imagine that that fox could just take it out immediately. She quests with John Silver, it's certainly not going to be around much longer. Okay, there's a mirror that is helpful in this matchup.
mm-hmm.
She opts to ink the Shere Khan. She gonna draw a card. Don't see why not. So she's gonna draw, and she's gonna quest here. And at this point, he's dying kind of anyways, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, so she's gonna take out the fox to slow. No more bounce shenanigans for you.
Uh, yeah, my thoughts with the Fox is like, it's already out there now. So it's already kind of done its shenanigans.
Yeah,
I probably would have quested with the John Silver, but I mean, it's still a good play regardless. Just being able to
so
clear the
he's going.
board and hope to draw. Oh no.
I have not seen I have not seen the Emperor in quite a while,
Why
but
Breezy
it
is
is
in the
certainly good.
house.
Yeah, he's screaming somewhere. So that 2/4, that quest for 3, and it has ward if you challenge it. Okay. All right, we got a Minnie Mouse. We're gonna ink a
Oh
kaboom. We're gonna draw.
man, that that is so rough.
I think Katie may be hoping for a Maui here. I think that's the best bet for Cusco in this matchup right now.
Yeah, 5 cost for 5 cost. That's pretty rough here. Oh man, and the
Mm,
tempo just keeps
the
going.
kit, the kit to bounce the mini. Does he have something to make Katie discard? He'll just quest for a nice 3 lore.
I think I think the play here would be for to um yeah, like you said, hope for the Maui at this point.
Yeah, I think praying for Maui is her current game plan. I'm not sure exactly what she has in her list, but I can't think of anything else that could get around this scenario. So we see a Pongo. She's gonna ink a Mr. Smee. She's going to play out that mini again. Hand is empty, and she's got a couple of evasives out, but we'll see. Right now, I guess she's losing that lore race by a turn, right?
Yeah, and she didn't put out enough strength to take out that Cusco. And
No.
and now
And
Blake just adds so much card advantage. I count at least 4 cards in
yeah,
his hand.
and I imagine some of those can also draw. And if he can bounce that kit back to his hand, he can just keep Katie's evasives in her hand, and this is just gonna get out of control unless she can get that Maui at least. Okay. In 4 here. So oh, he does have evasives. He opts to give Kuzco evasive for the turn, it looks like,
Yep.
who he's gonna quest for 3, go up to 8.
Yep.
Okay.
So Tinkerbell only grants evasive for the turn, so Cusco will lose the evasive by the time Katie draws her card. But it's a strictly better Pongo.
Yeah. Sometimes it's about sending a message. So once again, Katie really needs to find that Maui here. I'm sure she's running 4 of them in her list. Right now, she has access to 7 ink.
Oh, that's
She's paying
3.
3. John Silver.
Yeah.
Not nothing, but Katie's not out of it. There are certainly ways back into it. And with this, drawing an extra card per turn is certainly helpful. But at this point, yeah, I think she just has to gain lore. Thinking about challenging the Cloud Kicker.
Um. Maybe. Maybe with the Pongo, and then Tinkerbell takes out Pongo, then Minnie Mouse takes out Tinkerbell. So you kind of win that board status. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm not. This is a very tough situation for Katie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think taking the 4 lore there is right. You can't let yourself get too far behind. And if he's able to keep bouncing that kit Cloud Kicker, that is going to be a problem. But a part of me thinks that he might have would have done that last turn if he could. So if Katie can get a location and she can get some stuff moving with this John Silver, she might be in a good spot. If she can get that Maui, she's in a good spot. But I imagine Blake's just gonna keep going full throttle here, and we'll see what he's got cooked up.
Yeah, tempo is in its favorite spot right now, which is the race. Uh,
Oh, I forgot about the crab.
I completely forgot about the crab as well to take out Pongo.
So I imagine this Tinkerbell's gonna take out this Pongo, and then let's see, yeah.
Yeah.
Then maybe this mini will take out the Tinkerbell. I don't know. This is tough. This is really tough.
I don't know. I think I'd rather take out the Cusco than the Tinkerbell.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, with the double
Yeah, that makes
challenge.
sense
Yeah.
to me.
Oh, never mind.
Oh my word. This is brutal. This is absolutely brutal.
This is. Oh no.
Wow, this is really really hard to play against. I mean, it's just stifling everything that Katie's trying to do. Every she takes one step forward and I don't know, one step back. It seems like everything she does, he
Yeah.
can bounce back to her hand or take it out with the crab. This crab's putting in work.
Yeah, absolutely. It's triggered 3 times now, and it's just so much value from it.
Yeah.
Probably. Oh, smash the
Okay.
maybe
What do
the
you smash here?
Tinkerbell. Okay.
Yeah, I think you maybe you have to slow him down.
Yep.
You're gonna pay okay, and then take out the cloud kicker.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, you
And
just
then
gotta slow him down
yeah.
as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
So this turn he can go up to 15 lore and present lethal pretty easily.
Yep.
He just has to play something with a lore on it. Katie, Katie's gonna have to
Alternatively, yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, alternatively, he can throw the crab into John Silver to avoid any chance, or not much chance to take out Cusco. But I mean, he's now at that 15 plus lore scenario, which with Katie at 6 lore is just really rough. And here comes card advantage.
Yeah. So he's gonna opt to play the Queen's Castle and pay one to probably move the Cusco there. I would imagine. Oh, move the crab
Yeah,
there. Um,
yeah. So
y-
moving the crab there because Katie has 2 options right now. She can either take out the location or she can take out the Cusco. And if she were to take out the Cusco and Cusco was the only character at the location, he wouldn't get the card draw. The crab is very safe here, and so that's why she moved the. That's why Blake moved the crab instead of Cusco.
okay, we see another John Silver. That's not gonna do it.
And
Two
Nottingham
for
was no.
hello. No,
Uh,
she can
take
take
out the.
out the Cusco, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
If she takes out the Cusco, he's gonna go up to 18 next turn. And
With an extra
these,
card draw. Yep.
yeah, yeah,
And
okay,
then John Silver finishes off the Cusco.
yep.
Good choice of sequencing for Katie because the way that she challenged her Minnie Mouse is still on the board. If she challenged it the other way around, then John Silver and Minnie Mouse would have both been banished due to Cusco's no touchy ability.
I have learned that the hard way. So he's up to 17. He has lethal on board. And I imagine this is a tough spot, but I'm interested to see if Blake's able to just completely shut the door right here.
If it's another Cusco, oh
Paying
nope,
for I think even worse. This is a goat. So even if she can handle the goat, he's going up to 19.
yeah,
This is a
that's it because the quotes with the
yeah.
crab 19. Now no matter what you do to the goat, he's at 20. And if you don't mess with the goat, he's at 20. So that's Katie has to somehow get 14 lore right now.
You think she's running the Jafar whole new world combo or
Well, unfortunately, Jafar is an amethyst and is a legendary, and a whole new
oh,
world is a
okay.
super rare, and not so neither of those are legal. Um,
I play limited. I don't know about any of that.
yeah, yeah.
So
So you're only allowed
Katie's
two
still gonna
colors.
play to her outs here.
Yeah, playing her outs.
Katie's playing to her outs. She's gonna draw, see what she's got. Fortunately, it might be too little too late here.
Yeah, looks like it. Just quest out,
She's
get
gonna
5
opt.
lore.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah,
is
this was a
game.
tough spot. That's a game on the upkeep.
Yep, that's game
Merlin
head
Crab
set.
just put in work.
Yeah. Man, game one was fantastic, and game two showing the power of Madam Mim and Crab.
Yeah, I foresee that Crab doing a lot of work throughout the rest of this tournament. Purple is just a machine of card advantage, and I really like what both of our players have built here. I'm really impressed. I think a lot of times we think that you have to have every super rare and legendary to do cool stuff with your deck, but both of our players here were creative and had really cool approaches to deck building.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really liking that Ruby Steel, what she came up with. Um, I didn't see any grab your swords or be prepareds, which was an interesting choice, but I like the challenging deck that she has set up. We did see those Captain Hooks that would be really fun, just taking out multiple characters because he has that brawler effect. Um, yeah, no, this so she kind of can with the Jolly Roger, she can kind of create her own Scar Vicious Cheater setup. But
Yeah,
now Blake moves on with the wonderful, fantastic tempo of Emerald Amethyst.
yeah. Congratulations to both of these players. I'm sorry I didn't go the way Katie wanted, but Blake had a great deck and came and played it really well. Both of these players executed flawlessly, and I really wish we were doing best 3 out of 5. I feel like that Pirates deck was spicy, and I would love to see some more games like that first one. That was a good time. Well, once again, that donation link is in the description below, as are the images for the deck list. If you're interested in trying one of these lists out, you can find the links in the description as well. There's a challenge related to picking a bracket that's also in the link below. If you pick the best bracket, at this point, you probably would have already had to pick. There's a reward. I don't remember exactly what it is, but the information for that will be in the show notes as well. And then the players, I know that you can find James on, I'm sorry, Blake on the Glimmer Gang podcast, and you can find Katie over on the Live Laugh Lorcana podcast. Both of them are friends of ours and great content creators in the community. So go give them a follow and listen to their content as well. What about you, Nive? You want to plug your stuff one more time?
Yeah, so I'm Knife for Knives Nerd Corner, and this is Jake from the 40 Born podcast. One more thing. If you want to follow how the bracket's going, want to see who Blake is facing next, there will also be a challenge bracket link down in the description as well. So if you want to follow along that way, you can as well.
Um, and once again, thank you to the Glimmer Gang. You can follow them on Twitter at Glimmer Gang Pod. They also post their podcasts on all major platforms. You can find them on YouTube as well. And I'm Jake. This is Knife. Glimmer on.
Glimmer on! We timed that terribly.
Oh, we'll get it next time.
If there is a next time.